IELTS Listening. Section 4. You will hear a lecturer giving a lecture about the history and design of Central Park. First, you have some time to look at questions 31 to 40. Now we shall begin. You should answer the question as you listen, because you will not hear the recording a second time. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. Today's lecture will explore the fascinating history and design of Central Park, a landmark that has shaped urban life in New York City. This vast expanse of green was not always a part of the city's landscape. Rather, it was meticulously designed to serve as a retreat for those overwhelmed by the relentless pace of metropolitan life. Unlike natural reserves that evolve organically, this space was deliberately constructed to provide an illusion of untouched wilderness. The creation of Central Park was the result of a remarkable collaboration between two individuals. Although one name is often more frequently associated with the project, the park's aesthetic and structural elements were co-developed by Frederick Law Olmsted and Calvert Vaux. The latter, though sometimes overshadowed, played an instrumental role in shaping the park's final blueprint. Within the vast territory of Central Park, there exists an area that has, over time, become one of the most distinctive and frequented locations. While some refer to it as a mere water feature, it is in fact a lake, seamlessly integrated into the park's scenic design. The reflective surface, often admired by visitors, creates an impression of natural beauty, though its origins are entirely artificial. Interestingly, early blueprints labeled it differently, adding to the misconception that it was a natural formation. The park was designed to harmonize with its surroundings, seamlessly blending nature and infrastructure. To facilitate movement and enhance accessibility, an intricate web of pathways was incorporated. These routes were not arbitrarily placed. They were planned to mimic the natural meandering of rural landscapes. Unlike rigid, geometric streets seen in the city, these walkways curve unpredictably, adding an element of exploration. Some believe that bridges and tunnels were the key elements that directed traffic, yet the true navigational structure of the park rests within these pathways. However, the construction of Central Park was not without sacrifice. The land was not vacant at the time of its transformation. It was home to various settlements that had developed into thriving communities. One of the most significant of these was Seneca Village, where hundreds of people lived before being displaced. While some records downplay the scale of these communities, they were well-established residential areas, complete with schools and religious institutions. When Central Park was first opened to the public, its intended audience was far from inclusive. The park was primarily envisioned as a place for upper society leisure, modeled after European estates that catered to aristocracy. The working class, though permitted to visit, often found themselves excluded by social norms and expectations that discouraged their presence in certain areas. Spanning approximately 843 acres, the park's sheer size makes it difficult to explore in a single day. Many first-time visitors underestimate its vastness, expecting a walkable space, only to realize that it stretches further than anticipated. Some may mistake this measurement for square miles, but acres provide a more accurate representation of its extent. Among the structures embedded within Central Park, there exists an iconic gathering space, often mistaken for its adjacent fountain. This elegant terrace, positioned strategically within the park's layout, serves as a hub for social interactions and events. While some assume its purpose is purely decorative, it was actually intended to function as a communal space, encouraging engagement among visitors. Beyond its human-centered attractions, the park has evolved into a habitat for various species. Some visitors insist they've seen deer wandering through the dense foliage, though no evidence supports their claims. In reality, the park is best known for its thriving population of birds. The presence of these creatures contributes significantly to the park's ecosystem, attracting ornithologists and casual observers alike. While mammals such as squirrels and raccoons are often spotted, it is the avian that truly define the park's biodiversity. In recent years, concerns have been raised regarding the severe damage inflicted upon the park due to high visitor numbers. Overuse, pollution, and neglect threaten its long-term sustainability. Conservation initiatives have been implemented to mitigate these effects, though continuous efforts are necessary to ensure the park remains a sanctuary for future generations. That concludes today's discussion. Hopefully, this deeper insight into Central Park's history and design will allow you to appreciate it beyond its visual appeal, recognizing the intricate planning and challenges involved in its creation.
That is the end of Section 4. You now have half a minute to check your answers. Please make sure you have transferred all your answers to the answer sheet correctly. The listening test is now over. You may now proceed to the reading section.